Hello, everyone. Very good evening. The Paralympics has started, and you are following all the action from the Paris Paralympics with the bridge, of course. And the start of the Paralympics couldn't have been better for India with a new record in the very first day, courtesy Sheetal Devi, who we all know as the armless archer. In joining with me here on this chat is Akhilesh, my colleague, and we'll be discussing Sheetal Devi's incredible performance earlier today in the women's individual compound open ranking rounds. Just to for the uninitiated, Sheetal Devi finished second in the ranking round earlier today with a final score of 703. This was way higher than the previous world record set at 698 earlier this year in August itself. But unfortunately for her, there was another person ahead of her, Turkey's Oznur Kure, who set another world record, which is just 1 point ahead of Sheetal Devi, unfortunately. So she recorded a personal best and could have had the world record as well, the new world record, but missed out was by just 1 point. But in the process, Sheetal Devi has become the first ever Indian female para archer to cross a score of 700 points in the ranking rounds at the Paralympics. So kudos to her, and we are here to talk about that insane performance a little bit in more detail. So Akhilesh, what was your main takeaway from Sheetal's performance earlier today?
Yes, Sheetal is one of the most expected archers we are seeing right here. We had a big expectation from her by winning the Asian Games gold medal last year. And she's starting her career in the Paralympics, and at the age of 17, doing such a thing in the biggest stage, showing it. Like Indians have found it hard sometimes to convert their great performances outside of the games in the games. So what she has done is incredible. Uh, the world record last time, as you mentioned, is 698. She's hit 703. That shows how high a caliber archer she is. So that's just an incredible achievement, and it was very close. It was indeed very close till the end. I, both the archers were tied with 6 arrows to go, and in the last 6 arrows, the Turkish hit 6 tens, while Sheetal hits 5 tens and a nine. That those are the small margins between the world record and the second best. But still, it's a great achievement, and in the ranking round to be right at the top, along with another archer, still right at the top. That is a statement to make.
Absolutely. And Sheetal Devi, for those who are joining in right now, I'll just go ahead and repeat. She has finished second in the ranking rounds with a massive score of 703. For people who are not that well versed with how the archery ranking rounds work at the Paralympics, so at the end of the ranking rounds are done just for the seeding for the knockout stages. So we'll have the round of 32 next, and Sheetal Devi will be seeded second. So that should see her get a favorable draw, which should help her in her medal chances going forward. So just putting that out of the way. A
Since
little bit of, yeah. Go ahead, Akhilesh.
since she finished second in the ranking round, she's going to get a buy-in directly to the round of 16. So there are only 28 archers. The top four to get a buy directly to the round of 16, which is a good thing from her point of view. She'll be 2 shots away from a semi-final, and if she keeps up this performance, I think we can expect a lot from her during the women's individual compound competition itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And going by her track record, which you addressed little while earlier, she already has the record for being the first Indian woman to win two gold medals at the Asian Para Games, which she achieved in Hangzhou, China last year. And she is coming into the Paralympics with form on her side. She won another silver medal at the Asian Games as well. So she returned with three medals in across the three categories that she was competing in. So Indians, fans of archery and fans of Sheetal Devi will be hoping that she can replicate that form and come back with more than one medals. So that will be the best case scenario. But yeah, like you said, baby steps for the time being. She has reached the knockout stages right now, and we'll see how far she can go. Hopefully, she can go all the way. What did you think about how she paced herself, Akhilesh? I remember at the midway stage she was still there and thereabouts, but then she picked up a little bit following that.
Yeah, I think it would be like she could have been a little better. Now, already saying that is a big thing because she was very close to the world record. But there were quite a few series where she had like four series in which three series she had shot an eight, and that's just sort of unlike her shooting eight so consistently. And but from start to finish, she was in the top two. She didn't drop. Uh, at the end of any series from start to finish, she was always in the top two. She was hovering between top one and two and ended up in two. I think the recovery from the Turkish archer was great as well. She didn't start at the best of paces, but then picked up and then started shooting like guns blazing after that. There was also the Iranian archer who was doing well at the start and was competing with Sheetal Devi, but then she dropped down to third, and there was a bit of a gap. So that's how the course of things went. And Sheetal Devi, good to see her consistently stay in the top two, and that was very good to see. Saying that, so, which shows that she is a very consistent archer herself and can continue that in the preceding events as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And also one more interesting talking point from the ranking rounds earlier today. Sheetal Devi hit 59 tens compared to Osno Kyore who hit 56. But it was the X's that made the difference in the end, with Osno hitting 29 compared to Sheetal Devi's 24. So it again, like Akhilesh had mentioned earlier, it just shows how fine the margins are at the top level. And at a tournament like the Paralympics, it's just about getting that one arrow right or wrong, which can determine your position in the upcoming rounds.
Yes, as I said, I think the 59-56 itself, you can see that if you had more tens, then you needed only nines to finish it. Those couple of eights, which probably dropped her a little further below than her counterpart, who did really well as well. Kudos to her. She has broken the world record now. She is the Tokyo silver medalist in the mixed team event. She's also the gold medalist in the para-archery championship last year in Pilsen, Czechia. That's where she beat Sheetal Devi in the final. So that will be an interesting matchup. If they do end up winning their matches and coming to the final, it could be maybe a revenge time for Sheetal Devi, or it'll be a great match if it does happen. So that's something to watch out for as well. She's a very competitive archer herself.
Yeah, yeah. Just taking it a little bit further, a lot of people who are watching us right now may not be aware of the stature of Sheetal Devi in terms of the para archery circles. So just to reiterate how significant her achievement today is, Sheetal Devi has been competing in at a professional capacity for just about 3 or 4 years now. So it's still baby steps for her in terms of her overall archery career, so to speak. Just to give a little bit of background to what she has been able to achieve so far. So Sheetal Devi, like we mentioned, is just 17 years old. She was born in 2007 and she was born with pocomelia, a rare congenital disorder which leads to underdeveloped limbs. And this condition resulted in her arms not fully forming. And you move fast forward to 2023, and Sheetal Devi's achievements in the sport of para archery are absolutely incredible. She already has, like Akhilesh just mentioned, she has a silver medal at the World Archery Para Championships last year. She has two gold medals at the Asian Para Games, another silver to go with that. She became the world number one in the women's compound para archery category in the open category, beg your pardon, last year as well in 2023. And she received the prestigious Arjuna Award in the same year and was named as the best woman para archer of the year by World Archery as well in the year 2023. So, as you can see, she has been in tremendous form coming into the Paralympics, and everybody would be expecting, considering the pedigree that she already has proved that she possesses, everybody will be hoping that Sheetal Devi can translate her rich vein of form into medals, multiple medals, hopefully.
There's all this, and she's only getting started. That's just a very like bright thing to look forward to. I think you can sort of see the future ahead of her and the way she's competing. at a high level, and this is just the start, and it's her first Paralympic Games, and we can hope for great things from her.
Just to mention one more thing, there was another Indian participant competing in the archery ranking rounds today in the women's open compound category. Sarita from India, who finished ninth at the end of it with a score of 682. A commendable effort from her as well. Let's see what she can do going forward. But again, it all comes back to it is also very ironic because considering the recently concluded Olympics in Paris had our archers not being able to cross the line, so to speak, on a couple of different occasions. But in para archery and especially in the compound category, India is very strong, and that has been established in previous para events over the course of the last 2 or 3 years as well. So again, we reiterate that it should be a different conversation altogether when it comes to archery at the Paralympic Games compared to archery at the Olympics. We understand that the Olympics, the performance by the archers at the Olympics left a little to be desired in certain quarters. But then again, at the Paralympics, it's a whole different ball game. And the names that we have competing for the Indian tricolor, they are all exceptional archers, and they need all of India's support and everybody's support and encouragement to be able to go forward and grab those medal races.
Just a word about Sarita Adna now that you brought it up. She is also a very able archer. She's capable of doing the big things as well, because she actually, in the same event which I was talking about, the World Para Archery Championship last year, Sarita Adna was the number one seed in that. She finished with the best score in the qualification ranking round, and she finished fourth in that event, losing to Sheetal Devi in the semi-final and also losing the bronze medal match. Similar thing happened in the Asian Para Games as well, where she also finished fourth in the individual category. So it's not been the luckiest of times for Sarita, but she is also a very capable, promising archer who's right there, and there is a chance that she can also like hit the punch and sort of get into the semifinals, and then you never know what happens.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But good signs for the archery events coming ahead of us in the next few days, and we can only hope that all the Indian para archers can fulfill their promise and potential at the biggest stage and deliver the goods when the time is right. That's it from us for the time being. Thank you to everybody who has joined in. The Paralympics is just getting started. You need to stay tuned to the Bridges coverage to get all the daily updates, all the important news and updates that you want across sports. You can follow our socials. You can follow our content or our articles at thebridge.in. And of course, you can go ahead and support our content by checking out the link in description. It will surely help us a lot and help us in bridging the gap in Indian sports a little bit more. Thank you once again, leaving all of you with the good news that Sheetal Devi has become the first Indian female para archer to cross a score of 700 in the ranking round at the Paralympics. And now we wait for her to see how she performs in the knockout stages. That's it from our end. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you.